Welcome to Linux for the Rest of Us, episode number 81. The show about Linux news, applications, distros, everything Linux, anything Linux, and whatever other adjective you can put in front of Linux, do it, and we are that. All right, enough of me blabbering at the mouth. Let me introduce the man who brings the goods week after week on a consistent basis. The man, the maven, door-to-door geek, Steve McLaughlin from door-to-doorgeek.com. What's up, Door?
An extra powerful, let's say, week I had going on.
Power week.
Work, well, work literally pounded the crap out of some of the things that needed to get done. You know what I mean? Helped other people pound through stuff that needed to get done. Finally catching up a little bit on some side projects that I really would like to do. And still carpooling with my wife.
What was that? And for people who didn't hear you?
Still enjoying the twice-a-trip day of carpooling with my wife.
Well put. Well put.
I told her straight up, I said, are you trying to test this marriage? I'm just wondering.
Let me ask you this before we get into the goods here. Did she, when this occurred and you guys knew that you were going to be carpooling with each other, was she like excited, like, wow, this is great, dear, we get to carpool together, isn't that great? Was it that flow, or what was it?
I would say it was more or less she was excited to the thoughts of saving money.
I gotcha. That's cool. Well, you're surviving. Good man.
Yes, I will say thanks to Eric Ardini, Mr. Silicon Wrench,
right?
And Songza. I honestly think I like its not randomness versus Pandora's pseudo randomness.
It's
music
an
selection.
Android app?
Yes.
Songza.
Yeah, and like you can put in, for instance, a group name, and then it will really hover around that group. Or you can go to predefined categories, hits of the 90s, one hits of the 80s, all different categories like that.
Yeah.
You can only skip or thumbs down 6 times an hour. I find I don't need to do it as much.
Oh.
One downside, if I leave the app running in the background, every time, like 15 seconds later or so, the app will crash and stop playing.
Oh, that's not good.
No, so I just leave it up and running because she won't let me touch my phone when I'm driving anyway.
You know what I don't like about those apps? When they, after an hour, they stop and they say, "Are you still there?" I'm like, yeah, I'm on the other side of the room. Keep playing. I hate when things ask me if I'm still here. I understand they're being very bandwidth conscious, but there's got to be a way to turn that off.
Well, and there's ways they know anyway, okay? On Android, maybe it's a little bit more difficult. But if the phone is moving itself or if you thumbs up something, it should know.
Right.
On a computer with JavaScript, we all remember those stupid, annoying eyeballs and the trailing stuff on your mouse cursor. There's no reason why they can't sense mouse movement and know that there is someone there on the computer. So most of the time it's laziness because they ask, because there's ways they could figure it out.
Yeah, now I'm even more pissed. Thanks, Door.
I do my job.
I'll tell you one thing. I gotta tell somebody about this, and I know it's not even Linux related, but since we're on the subject, I ordered XM radio for internet streaming.
Cool.
2 weeks ago, because I love my XM radio in the car. Got a couple channels I really listen to. That's the way I want to listen to music. I like it better than Pandora and everything else. XM rocks. So I'm like, well, I want to get it on my computer so I can listen to it wherever I am streaming on a laptop or whatever. Okay, I buy it. They stream at 32 kilobits. Music at 32. I called them up and I go, what do you stream at? Do you stream at 32 or 64 or what? And he goes, yes, sir. You need a 32 or 64. He said, yeah, you need a 32 or 64-bit machine to run this software. I'm like, No. I'm like, do you stream at 32 or 64-bit or 128? I'm like, how do I get 128? And then I finally got to a person who knew what I was talking about, and she admitted they stream at 32. So I got my money back. Nuts.
Boy,
that's wrong.
That's like, I mean, even William Shatner's spoken word albums would sound like crap with that.
I agree. Not that I ever heard one of them.
Oh, don't.
All right. Well, we're doing a new, we're changing the whole format of the show. No, I'm just kidding. Just for this episode, since we have a backlog of emails, we are going to do the emails first, roll through them all, and then get to whatever we got time left for. But this should be entertaining because we got some voicemails in there too. And it gives me a chance to do a little talking. Get to use my voice a little bit. What do you think about that, Dor?
Great. With it. Roll on. Power on.
All right. First one's from Daniel. And he says, Steve, I just wanted to send you a note to say thank you and everyone else in the Podnutz community, from current and past hosts to people in the forums. A few years ago, I started listening to you while I was in school taking classes on computer repair. I went on to get my A+ certification and then soon after purchased the Tech Site Builder and your laptop repair videos. Last year, I started a side business out of my home in order to earn some extra money and gain some experience. My business keeps me busy and usually do a few jobs a week. This is all extra money and was not intended to take the place of my 9-to-5, quote, regular job. I work in a large retail store doing something completely different than the IT field. But my dream for the last few years was to get enough experience and knowledge to get into the IT department in the company I've been working for the last 23 years. I interviewed for a Solution Center Analyst 1 position, which is the internal help desk, and was offered the position. I have learned so much from everyone in the Podnutz community, and I just wanted to tell the newbies to stick with their dreams and they can accomplish anything. Take every opportunity to learn and share with others what you know. I have so much more to learn, and I'm excited for my new adventure. Your hard work is more appreciated than you can imagine. Thank you, from Rob, and his website is NEPC Repair in Omaha, Nebraska. Rob, I read this email on every one of the shows because it was awesome and it's inspiring and truly appreciated, man. I'm really happy that the show's helped you, and just it's heartwarming, I would say. What do you think, Dor?
Dude, honestly, I wouldn't be here if this whole entire network wasn't about learning and sharing and helping. And I'm a firm believer, it's impossible right now in today's age to hold down a good tech. If you really care about fixing computers and you thrive on learning how to fix computers, you will find a job that will be that foot in the doorway.
Oh, yeah.
That can lead to a whole new career path where you don't have to hurt your back lifting things. You don't have to drive around a forklift anymore. You can actually use your brain.
Yes, I agree. God, there's got to be so many positions opening up for that. I mean, computers are everywhere. Yep. I mean, I noticed just from the computer repair shops popping up all over the place like little mushrooms. Like, bam, they're there. And I think it took a while for that to happen, actually. Not it's quite a bam, they're there. But they're there now, and there's a lot of shops around, one every couple blocks. So there's definitely opportunity, whether you start your own business or get into whatever field you need to get into. All right, let's play a voicemail from a person who I will find out who it is right now.
Hi, Steve. This is Karim Lalani calling. This is regarding a small comment that you guys made about in, I think, episode 77, when Dor mentioned about the business remix from Canonical. I
gotta pause this for one. I gotta pause. Gotta pause it for 1 second because I'm getting a lot of static, and I want to fix that. And I'm continuing to talk, so I don't have to edit this out. So you all will hear this. I talked about this in the show we do, The Art of Podcasting. They're like, Steve, how do you edit on the fly? I go, I just keep talking, and I don't have to edit anything. So let me just keep talking, switch a couple cables around here. No editing needed, and we're going to try this again. Thanks for your cooperation, guys. Don't know if it fixed it, but here we go. I'm going to rewind it a little bit.
Canonical has been using the name or the remix tag for quite some time. I think the first time they used it was when they released their netbook remixes a couple years ago. Now, from what I understand, Canonical uses the term remix to sort of, for their distributions, if I can say them. Now, what are distributions? Distributions are just collections of software which are compiled a certain way, I think, very, at a very high level, very vaguely. Some of the major distributions from Ubuntu, from Canonical are Ubuntu, Kubuntu, Lubuntu, etc. But inside the Canonical's ecosystem, where they might sort of not necessarily change a whole lot of things, but shake things a little, add some features for maybe specialty hardware or maybe a specialty setup. They tend to call them remixes, which is why I guess the term Ubuntu Business Remix, because it is a regular Ubuntu desktop with preloaded software to meet a specific market need. Isn't that what we call distributions? Good show. I've caught up on all of them. I look forward to hearing more shows from you guys. Bye.
Well, thank you very much for the voicemail. And there's no doubting that the word fits. The word remix actually fits what's going on, but it just makes it sound like the thing should be on MTV, or I don't know, playing in an arcade somewhere. It doesn't fit professional. The word remix to me doesn't sound professional. That's my only gripe. They maybe have been using it forever, but that was the first I've heard of it, and that's what the impression I first got. So I think that's what I was talking about. What do you think, Dor, about what he was saying?
I honestly went back and forth in my head about this one. Part of me says businesses don't want products with descriptions in the titles. You know what I mean? They don't. They just want product names they can remember, kind of thing. And
like, you mean like Microsoft Office?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's an old thing. Low blow. Low blow. Low blow.
I was being serious. All right.
But to me, it does sound a little, I don't want to say basic, a little kiddie, but the only thing I can think is maybe they want to make it abruptly clear to the first person who sees this what this is. But I'm not sure Business Remix does it. I don't know. I do thank him for his comments. I'm still a little bit kind of on the fence. I don't really know what businesses would think of it.
Yeah. I might be just like overthinking it. But to me, it just sounded a little, I don't know, like I said.
Hokey.
Yeah. Thanks for the voicemail, though. We're definitely open for all views. Here's another voicemail. Here we go.
Hey, Steve. This is Kareem. Dor had mentioned that Red Hat, when talking about the Ubuntu Business Remix, about Red Hat already being major in that area. I think the main difference here is Red Hat provides server Linux for servers, not necessarily for desktops. While some corporates might be using it for that matter because hey, it's Linux. You can add a display and manager, desktop environment, and you can use it for desktop. But I think Red Hat in corporate world enterprises is mostly used to manage servers, web servers, database servers, while the Ubuntu Business Remix is really a desktop replacement, sort of like a Windows replacement or a Mac replacement for enterprises, for corporates, for businesses of all sizes. And hey, I'm sure by now you might have heard about Ubuntu for Android, an announcement that Mark Shuttleworth made a couple of days ago. That thing looks neat. I think that is what's going to give Ubuntu and Linux overall an edge in the business marketplace, because now you don't need to spend a whole lot of money on desktop hardware, for non-technical stuff, and where you sort of for the accounting department or door knows non-tech staff who usually have a computer but use it for desktop publishing or things of those spreadsheets and all. You can have it on your new multi-core Android phones, hook it up to a monitor, and you have a full-feature Linux work environment, a desktop, full-feature desktop from Canonical, which is not any much different from the Ubuntu, which won't be much different from Ubuntu 12.4. And it integrates very well with your Android phone. So if you get a phone call while you're